everyone, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a book review for Light from Uncommon Stars by Ryka Aoki, and I really need to talk about this book more on my channel because I absolutely loved it and it is not getting enough love. So this is a sci fantasy book, and it's set in California's San Gabriel Valley, and we follow Shizuka Satomi, and she has made a deal with the devil. To escape damnation, she has to get 7 violin prodigies to trade their souls for success, and at the beginning of this book, she has already delivered 6 souls, and she is on the lookout for soul number 7. And we also follow Katrina Wynn. She is a young transgender runaway who has had a really hard life, and she just happens to be playing her violin in the park, and she catches Shizuka's ear, and Shizuka knows that she has found candidate number 7. We also follow some characters in a donut shop. We meet Lan Tran, and she is a retired starship captain, an interstellar refugee, and she is also a mother of 4. Shizuka and Lan kind of have some chemistry going on, but Shizuka doesn't have time for it, but maybe she should. And the lives of all 3 of these women become entangled. It's so good. It's so good. So good. So, first of all, one thing I loved about this book are the characters. The characters really helped to make this for me. Shizuka is extremely unlikable at times, and she can be very cold, but at the same time, she is so loving and empathetic and kind to Katrina that it just made me fall in love with her character. I feel like she may be cold about some things, but in the things that really matter, like Katrina having a safe space and feeling supported and loved, I feel like she really tries to give her that space because she knows that she has had a tough life. Katrina is a fantastic character, and I really enjoyed being in her head. Even though at times it's hard, she is transgender. She has gone through so much abuse from her family, from friends, from people in general. The thing that she finds comfort in is music and her violin, and she is a prodigy. She is self-taught, and she just really knows how to make that violin sing. And she has a YouTube channel where she plays her violin and makes recordings of like video game themes and remixes and mashups, and that just really makes her happy and gives her kind of a safe space to be herself. Lan Tran, I really love her. She's kind of quirky, but it's because she's technically like an alien from outer space, so she's still learning how humans work. But I just really loved her personality and her relationships with her children and her relationship with Shizuka, and how when she meets Katrina, she just is so kind to her. And then her family dynamics are just fantastic. So there are also some really great side characters. Astrid is Shizuka's housekeeper, and she really fit in well with Shizuka and Katrina. I loved her character. And again, she was so kind and wonderful and just a cinnamon roll. Or we have a side story also about this family who makes violins, and it's a legacy, but it's always been through the male family members until we get to the first female family member, and she's kind of coming to terms with her identity and trying to see that she is good enough to do this and she's talented enough to do this. And so her story kind of ties in with everything else in a really interesting way. Another aspect I love of this book is the music. I am not really a musician. I used to play the flute and percussion in high school. But I do love music in general, and music can be so powerful. And I think in a book, it's really hard to convey that because there's really no audio to it. But the way that Ryka Aoki incorporated like the technical aspects of the violin, but how the music really fit in with the themes and the emotions of the characters was just so beautiful. And I love that in some of the scenes where the music was played, it just really evoked some strong emotions and just really provided a safe space, which I absolutely adored. And there's one scene toward the end where it's a longer piece that Katrina is playing, and I was on the edge of my seat, and afterward I had to go look up the music and listen to it and just envision that scene, and it was just phenomenally well done. When I reread it, I would love to read that scene while listening to that piece of music. I think it will just take it to a whole new level. The other thing I loved is food in this book. It's a sign of love, a sign of safety. It brings people together, community, and it heals. I loved the donuts, and I really, really wanted donuts while reading this because they sounded so good. But I really enjoyed how the characters just really loved the donut. It was kind of a sense of wonder and nostalgia while they were eating it, and just really connected the characters together, and I thought it was lovely. The rep in this book was fantastic. I loved the LGBTQIA plus themes and representations. I am a cisgender woman, so I can't speak to the authenticity of the trans rep in Katrina's character, but I thought it was very well handled, and I felt like it came across as very realistic, especially when we were in her head or following these events that led her to the main plot of the story. And I just really learned, or my eyes were just open to how much I don't have to worry about as a cis woman versus someone who is transgender or transitioning and is not comfortable in their body. So just little things like that just really were thought-provoking. And I also loved that, you know, at the beginning of the book, Katrina is just so terrified of being discovered for being transgender and for doing what she has to do to survive. She's basically kind of living on the street or in not great places. And we get to see her come into herself through her relationship with Shizuma, and Shizuma providing that safe space for her to grow and come to love herself. It was so beautiful, and I loved seeing her confidence grow and her joy in playing the violin. It was just beautiful. So beautiful. And I just really liked the hopefulness of this book. It does end, we have this really big climactic scene, which I thought was great, but I also love that it ended on this theme of hope and how life can throw so many things at you, but not to give up and to really find your people and the people that love and support you. And it's okay to ask for help, and it's important to support others who are struggling, and that things are going to be okay. And I just thought it was beautiful. It's such a lovely book. I love the music in it. The characters are fantastic. You definitely need to read it. So please go check it out. Have you read this book? If so, please let me know down below. If you'd like to leave an emoji, drop a donut emoji down below. As always, if you like this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe if you'd like to. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.